'cause the music makes me high. And if I only got one more night, I'm gonna leave out a loud goodbye.
This gonna be the type of night they make.
You know, when I was young, we had a boat. And every single summer, we'd take it to the lake. And there was love. And there was family. It was a wonderful time.
We were just driving. Oh my God. And then she saw something. What is wrong with you? Please stop it! Stop it!
This ain't no virus or a chemical attack. It is real evil. If you see it, it takes on the form of your worst fears.
Every contact we have had with the outside has brought us death.
No one's coming for us.
Is anyone there?
Hello?
We have a place. It's safe here. The fastest way to get here is by the river. The birds will warn you whenever those things are around.
We are going on the trip. Never take off your blindfold. We will make it.
You take this and you go.
I'm in here. Please don't take my children.
Open your eyes.
No!
Open your eyes.
Please don't take my children!
Do you hear that? The creatures.
What up? What up? What up? It's your boy, Mr. Vine, Mr. Vine's channel, Sweatbox. We back, we live, we active here on the channel, and we got a movie review. Today, we are reviewing Bird Box, Netflix's newest film, Bird Box. Starring, I'm gonna give my cast this. I'm gonna make sure I give credit to all the actors because I really enjoyed the cast of this movie. So I'm gonna make sure I get this right. Starring Sandra Bullock, Trevante Rhodes, Sarah Paulson, John Malkovich, Lil Rel Howery, and Rosa Salazar, I want to give her a mention, and Danielle McDonald, I want to give her a mention, and of course, even Machine Gun Kelly had a small role in this movie. He was whack, but he didn't hurt the film, so I'll leave it at that. That's basically the main cast. That's basically everybody you need to worry about. It was directed by Susan Bier, and based off the book, Bird Box by Josh Malman. All right, let's get to this review. I like this movie, and everybody's going to compare it, including me, because it's a fair comparison, in my opinion. It is a fair comparison, even though there's huge differences. It's a fair comparison. This movie is going to be compared a lot to A Quiet Place. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to say, oh, it's a quiet place, but you can't see. Yeah, so that's a fair comparison, in my opinion. It's a lot of differences. I think the best synopsis I've seen was A Quiet Place mixed with The Happening, because whatever's happening is making people kill themselves. The plot wasn't as stupid as The Happening. Very dumb. So, the movie starts, Sandra Bullock is talking to these two kids. She tells them, all right, we're about to take this dangerous trip down the river. You got to listen to me. Don't take your blindfolds off, yada, yada, yada. If you do, you'll die. Boom. That's how the movie starts, and then they head off down the river. Boom. Cut to 5 years earlier, pre-apocalypse, pre-disaster. That's already where I like this movie. Okay, for me, anytime you're going to do a post-apocalyptic movie or an end-of-the-world type movie or something like that, I always like to see the breakdown of society. I always like to see the beginning of it. I think some of the best movies have done that are the Zack Snyder Dawn of the Dead remake. It was great. I loved it. I thought World War Z, how they had the breakdown of society, was great. I thought that was really well. You see how it happens so fast, the chaos, the destruction. I think it was all of that. I loved all of that. This was done very well. I loved the beginning, the breakdown of society with Sarah Paulson and all of that. So Sandra Bullock is a shut-in, basically. She's an artist. She's not watching TV. She's not knows what's going on. She just stays in her house and she's painting, and she's pregnant. So I'm saying, what, did she just get some dick delivered? You know what I'm saying? Did she just, hey, I need some baby daddy, come on, drop it off, I'm not leaving the house? Saying she's hot enough. She's hot enough to where I would do that. I would sign up for that service. I'm joking. They do hint at the fact that her baby's daddy just dipped out on her. So anyway, when we meet her, she's just about 8-9 months pregnant. You know what I'm saying? She's about 8-9 months pregnant when we meet her. And then it all goes down. She's at the hospital getting checked up on her sister, and as they're leaving, they see this chick, bam, banging her head against the door trying to commit suicide, and she's like, oh shit, it's going down. And it goes down fast. And then her sister, played by Sarah Paulson in a very short role. I agree, this movie needed more Sarah Paulson. You can always have more Sarah Paulson. She's a great actress. She always brings good things to the role. And it was, you buy into her character very quickly, and then when she's killed, you feel it. Because it's Sarah Paulson, you're like, oh, she's going to be here for a minute. She's the main character. She's very likable. Bam! She gets hit by a garbage truck. Spoiler alert! I should have put that at the beginning. I'm sorry. I'll put that in the title. This is the spoiler alert, spoiler edition review. And so then, as the chaos continues, she gets to this house, which is where we meet the rest of our cast, the John Malkoviches, and B.D. Wong has a small role in this movie. He's the owner of the house, but he dies pretty frequently and pretty quickly. He doesn't die frequently. He only dies once. And then in a very interesting scene where he dies, where he thinks he figured out a way to check for the aliens, and he tied him to a chair in case he doesn't go crazy. Motherfucker still goes crazy, ends up smashing his head against it. It was nuts. The deaths in this movie were very good. They were very good. I enjoyed that. So then you get to the whole, and then during the course of this, they flash back to her going down the river with the kids, and you see the development of the kids. Oh, when they, I'll get back to that. You see the development with her and the kids, and she seems very cold to the children. She's like, and at first you're like, I get it. You need to listen. You need to listen. But as the film goes on, you say, oh, there's a legitimate detachment that she has from these children. When you first see her being cold and direct to these children, it's like, yeah, I get it. This is very dangerous. So you have to be stern so they get the point that if they don't listen, they're going to die. But then as the movie progresses, you see, oh, it's more than that. She has a genuine disconnect. Even at the beginning of the movie, when she goes to the doctor, they express how she feels like she's not going to have a connection with the child. You know what I'm saying? She treats it, she says her pregnancy is a condition. She doesn't even call it pregnancy, she calls it a condition. So that's another good storyline that I like. Sandra Bullock was awesome in this movie. She just absolutely killed it. So shouts out to Sandra Bullock. She's so gorgeous. She's gorgeous. She's aging like fine wine. Let's say that. Because she's what, 56? 54? I don't want to age her too much. I'm sorry if I got that wrong. But she's still gorgeous. She's still beautiful. And yeah, man, this was a very, very enjoyable movie. I liked it. It does have its faults. It does have its downfalls. Some believability moments. How are you like, okay, are you really guys going to be doing all this stuff when those sight? You guys are driving cars, not being able to see, running through the woods, completely blindfolded, and you're not running into smacking trees every 2 seconds. You put that to the side, and this is still an enjoyable movie. I feel like this movie's continuity problems with the universe and the rules that they set up didn't have any bigger holes in it than A Quiet Place. And I had so many problems with A Quiet Place. I still enjoyed A Quiet Place. I didn't think it was the great movie that everybody else did, but you know what I'm saying? Opinions is subjective. That's why we do movie reviews. That's why you listen to different reviews. I enjoyed this movie more than that, simply because I enjoyed the world building more. I enjoyed the character development more, especially with the main characters of Sandra Bullock and Trevante Rhodes, whose name was Tom. I don't remember Sandra Bullock's name was Meredith. It was something with an N. It's not Meredith. I'm going to remember. I don't know. But the point is, they had the best. John Malkovich's character was great. Anyway, I'm not going to get back into too much plot detail. But, spoiler alert, there's a scene when they decide to leave the house and they end up, because the movie splits back and forth between her rolling down the river, which is a 5 year later, versus when it starts. I said that at the beginning. So then eventually the movies catch up to each other, and you see the fill in the gaps. So there's a scene when they leave the house, when they end up having to leave the house. You see it coming because they end up letting this crazy motherfucker in the house who they trick, because some of the people, when they look and they see the death and they kill themselves, other people, for some strange reason, they just become crazy and they start forcing other people to look at it and kill themselves. So it's weird. So this one dude who's one of the crazy people like that, he tricks him into letting him in the house, and he ends up killing everybody else in the house, minus Sandra Bullock and Tom, my man Trevante. I think it's Trevante. Yeah, it's Trevante. Real quick, Sandra Bullock is pregnant. They end up bringing another pregnant girl into the house on the third day, a couple days after it happens. Her and Sandra Bullock kind of bond. She ends up getting killed right after she has the baby because the crazy dude comes in and gets her killed. And then so Sandra ends up taking both of the children, and she ends up raising both of the children. Now, fast forward to when the movie's caught up, and then you really start to see how disconnected she's become from the children. She does not even give them names. Okay, she doesn't. She just calls them boy and girl. I mean, and it's crazy. It's crazy. But there's a moment at the end of the movie where she's tested, obviously, and she thinks she's gonna lose the kids. And she comes back and she realizes she wants to be a mother. Well, very well acted. I don't want to brush over how well that scene was. I'm just not going to completely spoil it for you. Even though I spoiled some stuff already, whatever. It's my review. I do it how I want. If you don't like it, go watch something else. But overall, I loved her character arc. I love how at the end, because you believe it. At the end, you believe she's not going to... And then when it's all said and done, she ends up giving the children name. They make it to the safe haven where the birds is at, yada, yada, yada. It was good. She finally claimed them as... for the first time in the movie, she claims them as the mother. Even the kids don't call her mother. They call her by her first name, which I keep wanting to call it Meredith, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't Meredith. It's something with an M. I know I'll look and put it in the credits down here or something. Her right name. But, yeah, man, I really dug this movie. I enjoyed this movie probably more than most people. I definitely dug it more than I enjoyed Quiet Place. And I enjoyed Quiet Place. It had so many problems with Quiet Place, starting with their parenting. But that aside, yeah, good movie. I recommend Bird Box. It does have some problems, have some pacing problems, a little bit of predictability when you know what's going to happen at the point when they let the dude in the house. I was like, yeah, he's crazy. I'm going to give this movie 6.5, almost 7. Can't quite get it to 7, but it's a good movie. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to stick to 6.5. I was going to say 7, but no, I'm going to stick to 6.5. So it's definitely good with this movie. I recommend this movie. It's not world-changing, but it's a good movie. So 6.5, 0.5. Oh, real quick, let me speak on this because I got to give him his props. Little Rel, in a small role, has once again another great stand. He crushes every scene he's in. He has a great death. He dies. But as the conspiracy theory guy, but who kind of predicts what's right, who's kind of right on what's going on, because we never really see it. Do I have a problem with the fact that we never saw the monsters? No, I don't. I wouldn't have minded if we saw them, but I don't have a problem with it. Because we never truly 100% get an answer to what's going on, and I don't have a problem with that. But I'm going to wrap that up. Machine Gun Kelly was garbage. 6.5 out of 10 is what I give Bird Box. I know you guys might think that's a low. No, I think that's a fair rating. That's a good movie. It's not Avengers Infinity War where I'm going to give it a 9 or something like that, but it's not 50 Shades of Grey where I give it 2 stars. You know what I'm saying? It's not. It's a good movie. It's a good movie. It's over half, so it's a good movie. Check out Bird Box. I think you guys will enjoy it. Sandra Bullock crushes it. She's still gorgeous. Sandra, if you watch this, holla at me, girl. I'll treat you right. It's your boy, Mr. Vine. Until next time, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notifications button. And until next time, peace. Oh, hell yeah.
Cause the music makes me high. And if I only got one more night, I'm gonna leave out loud goodbye.
This gonna be the type of night they make movies about. Bitch niggas get drugged.